Outlook tasks and notes. Let's take a look at how to create tasks and also how to create notes. Here we are in the task area in Outlook. We can get to this by clicking on the clipboard down here in the lower left-hand corner. And when we do, the Home tab will reflect different icons and commands that are related to tasks. So to create a new task, we're going to go ahead and just click the New Task button here. And the task list is really like a to-do list. It allows you to keep track of things that you need to do. You can group them. You can give it start dates, end dates, priorities, and so on. It is as useful as information that you put into it. So if you give it a lot of data, you're going to have a really meaningful task list. If you want to just use it as a digital checklist, you can do that too. So it kind of is what you put into it. So the first thing you're going to give it is a subject. The subject is really just the task name. So I'm going to say get groceries. And I'm going to give it a start date for tomorrow. I can do things like started, in progress, completed, waiting on someone else, but for something like this, I'm just simply going to give it a date. Once you've got an item on your task list, you'll notice it'll show up like this. It'll have a flag on it reflecting when it's due. I'm going to add another task, and this one's going to be a project-related task. Work on month and financials. And I'm going to set this one for the start date of August 4th. Now you can do things like give them a priority like I mentioned, so we'll make this a high priority. You can also mark things as percentage complete as you go along. And you might also decide you want this to be recurring. So since we're talking about month-end financials, I'm going to make this monthly on the 4th day of every month. And I'm going to choose Save and Close. Now notice it is recurring. It shows up with a little blue arrow here, but it will not create the next task until this one's marked completed. So this one shows up as tomorrow, this one shows up as next month. Once you have tasks in here, you can check them off by just clicking on them, but you can also give them additional detail. These flags over here are how you mark them complete. So I'm going to click on it and mark that complete. Now notice I've got these different follow-up flags which will allow me to change when they're due. You can also mark them complete with this check mark here. If I go to the View tab, you're going to notice that if I have a lot of tasks, there are some other things I can do, like I can reverse the sorting. I can also use tighter spacing, which will allow me to have more tasks visible. Back here in the Home tab, if I want to play around a little bit with some of the different views, I can look at a simple list, and that's going to show me tasks that have been completed. The to-do list is only going to show me things that have not yet been completed. Then let's go ahead and move into the Notes section. Now notice that Notes isn't down here in the corner, so I'm going to click these three buttons, the ellipses, and I'm going to click on Notes. Now the Notes area in Outlook is really meant to replace your Post-it notes. The idea would be that you can create a digital Post-it note. So it's very easy to use. You simply hit New Note. It looks like a Post-it note as well, and you can just use it as a kind of freehand place for you to type information. So maybe you want to store a number or a date or something that you need to do. Grab milk today. Once you've got a note in here, it's going to show up just like a little Post-it. When you've got more notes, I'm going to add another one. Mail, taxes. And it can have additional information too. You can hit enter and so on. I'm going to right click and you can categorize them and give them different colors. So I can make some of them blue, and I can kind of organize them that way if I want. I can also forward these notes to someone, so if I want to send it to someone via email, that allows me to just put it right in an email message and address it. Like your task list, you have different views of your notes. So if you end up creating a lot of notes, you might want to look at them in a list instead, or you can even look at them as organized in the last 7 days. To delete a note, you simply hit the delete button. You can also right-click on the note and copy them or forward them from this one, or print.